If we think of city planning as pieces of a puzzle that create complete communities, places where everyone can work, live, and play together, it's easier to see how many pieces it takes to get to that beautiful image. Zoning bylaws are pieces of that puzzle. If you've ever thought about having a small business in your home, building an addition, or turning your home into a duplex, you'll encounter a zoning bylaw. If you want to build a shed near the creek that runs by the back of your property, that too is under a zoning bylaw. These are just a few examples. Think of the official plan as the finished puzzle, the vision. Zoning bylaws are pieces of the puzzle that implement the vision. They define specific requirements and rules for how properties in the city can be used, where buildings can be located on the property, how tall they are, how much parking is needed, and so on. So if a property owner wants to change the zoning rules significantly, for example, change the property from residential to commercial, or build an apartment building where a detached house is, they can request a zoning bylaw amendment. The law requires the city to consider requests to change zoning. City planners receive, review, and make recommendations to council to approve or refuse applications made by any property owner, whether they are a homeowner or a developer. If council's decision is appealed, decisions are made outside of the municipality at a planning tribunal. The review process staff are required to follow is the same, regardless of who requests a change to the rules. If the planner does not review the application and make a recommendation within the timeline set by the province, the property owner can request the decision to be made at the planning tribunal. Or, a landowner may want to make minor changes to the zoning bylaw because, for example, they want to build higher on their property. It is important to understand that a different type of land use or a taller structure than what is existing may already be permitted on their property, but they want to exceed the height by 1 story. This is an example of when a minor variance could apply, and there's a process for this too. Similar to zoning bylaw amendments, planners prepare recommendations that are brought to the Committee of Adjustment for a decision. If approved, a minor variance does not change a zoning bylaw, it simply exempts you from a specific requirement of the bylaw. This kind of application has to satisfy 4 tests. 1. Does it meet the general intent and purpose of the official plan? 2. Does it meet the general intent and purpose of the zoning bylaw? 3. Is it appropriate and desirable development or use of land? 4. Is it a minor change? Where are you in all of this? It is important to understand the zoning in your neighborhood and the proposed changes. You may receive a postcard or letter in the mail, or see an ad in the newspaper, or a sign on a property saying that a neighboring property owner wants to make changes to the zoning on their property. Each of these notices is an invitation to the public to provide feedback, either through a written submission or at a public meeting. This is an opportunity for you to have your voice heard. You're the key piece to the finished puzzle. We want to hear diverse viewpoints from the public as the city grows and changes. Zoning changes, big or small, are typically your last opportunity to speak up and potentially influence decisions about plans for a specific site. It's important to get involved, and we want to hear from you. Tell us what your concerns are, or if you support the changes. The more we know, the better we grow. For more information, visit kitchener.ca/planning.